Hi, and welcome to Gifts. This is God's Insights for the Soul. This space is, Lori and I created this space because we love having conversations with God and we love sharing those conversations in community with other people. So, this space was created for people to join us. You can ask a question, you can provide a situation that maybe you just want a little more insight on, or we can even pull an angel card and we just share what God is saying through us for that particular question or situation. And the beautiful thing about doing this in a group community is that God doesn't waste anything. So, whether you're the one asking the question, or if you're joining us on the call, or if you're listening to us in the future, if you are hearing these words, God is speaking to you through these words. So just ask yourself, what does this have meaning? Where in my life am I meant to apply this? How does this have meaning for me? I'm Bridget. I am an energy bodywork specialist, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that you're here to join us. And my lovely colleague, Lori.
Okay, so you guys, we're always evolving. And Bridget and I talk about how someday we're going to get like this really cool little spiel that comes out when we do the introduction. And I love the little spiel that just came out. FYI, that was beautiful. And today, guys, I drove from, well, yesterday and today I drove from Idaho to Arizona, and I love, love, love to drive because I get so much like think time and download time and embodiment time and all the things. And I've always had such a hard time saying creator of Emfree. Emfree is the thought model that we use in our container. And because I didn't create it. Like when people are like, did you come up with this or did you learn from someone? And I'm like, well, like God did it through me. So guys, I'm the birther. I'm the birther of Emfree. I love that. God just used my body.
That's awesome.
So I'm Lori and I'm the birther of Emfree. And I'm super ready to get started. So Joyce, do you have a question? Do you have a situation you'd like us to tap into? Or you want to pull a card? Or how can we serve you today?
Um, when I saw the time for this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be like trying to pack and do all the last minute stuff because we're going on this trip. And I was like, nope. God said, listen, this is perfect. And so, like I said, I do have some stuff going on, but I know it'll all be okay. So I don't really have a lot of angst about all of that. So let's just pull a card, I guess, and kind of do whatever feels right. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just here to
Do you want deck
decompress.
one, two, or three?
Do I want what?
Deck one, two, or three?
Uh, two.
Okay. And before I pull your card, what came up when you were saying what you were saying? Like shut her down. Shut her down, all of like business and work and life and kids and grandkids and thoughts and houses and dogs, and shut her down. Shut her down. Be present with your God, be present with yourself, be present with your sweet, sweet, cute husband. Just be present. Almost like we used to do when we would come into group, like there's an invisible basket outside of the boat. Leave everything there so that you can come back to it, right?
Yeah.
You're not leaving it because sometimes that creates angst for us. But if you're leaving it just temporarily, you can always come back. But anyway, so that was a freebie. Now I'm going to pull your card.
Hey,
All right, this one right here. Oh, guys, I don't know if I have my glasses. Okay, that
Ooh.
is your card. I don't remember where I put them, guys. Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, one more place. Sorry, I just drove in. There was a time change. And so I was telling Bridgit, I literally like ran in and had to like plug things in because Arizona, you got to undo everything. Otherwise, it's so hot. Okay, I don't know where they are. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. Maybe that's why you need to be so present, so that you know what it is that is the truth that you're supposed to speak. Because I feel like, because when I read that, I felt like I do speak my truth. I don't know what truth that I'm not speaking. I kind of felt this like questioning. So maybe the stillness and the presence. I don't know. Let's see what Bridgit has.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Joyce, because when you started talking, the first thing that I got was "and rest." So that's so, yes, that shut her down and rest. And I kept getting rest in me, rest in him, and rest and rest. And so yes, that throat chakra, I feel like it is more of a that self-talk. Like I have to get this done and 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 now I have to do this, and that pressure on yourself to get it all right for you to leave and enjoy yourself. Just rest. Oh, and what a great way to place trust in him and in yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Love it. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
And that maybe like explains that little bit of like, I don't know what truth I'm not speaking, because it's not to somebody else, but to self, right?
Mhm.
One of the things that's been coming up just in general, um, the last couple weeks, is this idea of being in agreement with God. Like when we say, I've got to get this done. Well, is that my idea or is that God's idea that I have to get this done? Right? I don't have enough money or I don't have enough time. Is that our idea? Is that our program? Or is that what God is saying? Because 98% of what we say, God is not saying it, right? And so are we in agreement with his law? And the law being the isness of truth, not the law being do this good behavior and don't do that bad behavior, but the actual natural laws of how nature, physical and spiritual nature works. So yeah, like are we speaking truth when we say something like I don't have enough time, or, and not that you specifically said that, I'm just saying in general, some of the things that we say a lot of, like I don't have enough time. Well, God's timing is perfect. We have all of the time that God has given us. There is no lack of time, right? So when we say that, we're actually not in agreement with God. And I think so often we as believers think that sin is only doing bad behavior instead of like not being in agreement with God. And so it causes dis-ease. And that's not a bad, wrong, like, oh, you're bad, wrong, sinner. But like, no, this is what's causing the dis-ease, so that we can know, like, oh, I just have to come into agreement with God and then I will be in flow. So yeah, all of that was a lot more added. But okay, Bridgit, I'm gonna pull your card first. Do you
Okay.
want, I'm moving the decks.
Okay.
Do you want deck 1, 2, or 3?
Ooh, 1.
Alrighty. Woo! This one popped right up.
Ooh.
Let's see what it says. That is a cool picture.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, crown chakra. How
Mhm.
cool is that of all those cards to both get like chakras? Okay.
Yeah.
By attention to your ideas as they are. Oh, maybe that says pay. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers.
Mm.
That gave me goosebumps.
Guys, as we evolve, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be, and everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be, and everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And so often, you guys, when we evolve through or when we mature through our stages of consciousness, remember, stage 1 is behavior, stage 2 is thoughts, stage 3 is intention, stage 4 is motive. And like all of behavior is pretty like obvious, cut and dry. Thoughts are pretty like a little bit less cut and dry, but like, I want to kill somebody, I want to buy somebody dinner. Like those we can kind of navigate through some of what is right and wrong or appropriate or inappropriate. But when we start getting into intention and motive, it's almost always the exact opposite of what we think it should be, because these are such programs, right? Like we're programmed to be nice, but we think being nice is like lying to somebody when like they need to be told the truth. Or I was thinking this thought today about what love is. If somebody's like, oh, like I'm pretty, like, and they're like doing affirmations when they're butt ugly, right? And as we evolve, we get to a point where it doesn't matter if we're pretty or ugly, right? That's not the fucking point anymore. So trying to affirm that I'm pretty when I'm not pretty, and you know, people say, oh, beauty is skin deep. You know what? Sometimes people are just ugly. Like, I mean, I have really baggy, saggy eyes. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I have these most beautiful eyes. Like, my eyelids are saggy and like saggy, right? I'm not going to sit there and try to manifest like this awareness that my eyes aren't saggy when I have a lot of other things that I can do with my time and attention. And so what's coming in, Bridgit, is just the answer to our prayer is truth. It's not what we think is true or how we've been programmed. And sometimes we have to be even more still, Joyce, and more quiet than we've ever been before, because the answer becomes less and less obvious. And the reason why is because it's right here. You have to lean in. You have to pay really close attention to what I'm saying. Right? But if I'm really loud like this, what I was saying was, and it was really interesting because both of you stopped and you both leaned in. And that's exactly what I was saying. When I talk really low, you have to pay really close attention. You have to lean in to be able to pay attention. That's intimacy. That's intimacy, right? Because if it's bold and loud and obvious, then okay, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Right? Whereas God's saying, no, I want you to understand what's nice for you in this moment, not what's been programmed to be nice. I want you to know what's being a good steward of your finances in this moment, right? And may I say, this trip that you and your prince are going on, Joyce, is such a good steward of your money because you need to rest. And the fact that you're using your monetary resources to provide a space for you to separate so that you can practice rest, so that when you come home, you're better at it, that is being a good steward. Whereas somebody else, like a Judas, would say, you could have given that money to feed starving kids, Joyce, right? So we have to go out of what we've been programmed as good or bad, right or wrong, and really listen to the messages that we get this way, not how we've been programmed from this way. Yeah. Okay.
That
I'm
is so
cheating a
good.
little bit because you guys both picked the same deck. And I feel like I want that same deck.
Ooh.
So I'm going to pull a card from the same deck. Normally, I let somebody else pick the deck, but I just think it's cool that we got two chakras out of all of these cards. Oh, okay, Bridgit. I hope you're ready. Oh, let me show you the picture. I don't know if you can see that. I can't be honest. I can't really see it. Oh, it looks like it's like an angel with a lightsaber.
Oh, there you go.
Not really a lightsaber, but it's some kind of
Cut
lighted
the
sword.
cords. Is that what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is my eyes. That, stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns.
Mm.
Okay, before you say something, Bridgit, I just have to tell you, like, I can't tell you how many of, or how much of that I did on my drive down here. Like, there was just some things going on. Again, I love driving because I get these cool downloads, and it was like, man, cut some of those cords. So I'd like to know more.
Yeah, that really, as soon as you started talking, it's this heart space that I kept really, that, and it's so interesting. Like we started with Joyce and talking about rest and being present in God, because those patterns, they build up walls around us. They build up our defenses, and they allow us, we then navigate from here to here. And this invitation of, oh, Archangel Michael, let me see this without any defenses.
Mm.
Allow me to communicate from here to just you, God, not going to my cognitive, but here to here, that sacral chakra, that I amness. Allow me and just to sit in that space with God and say, allow me to see see without defense. Allow me to rest here and see you without any of my defenses in place. Without any of those areas where I had to be perfect or right or an expert. Allow me to see you without a shield. Allow me to see you just by being me, the one that you created me to be. The other thing that when the word stem was in the card, and I don't remember how it said, but what I saw was a rose stem. And I look at a rose as that romantic gesture, and God just saying, here, my little princess, let me woo you. Let God, yeah, let God woo you. What if he were your beau? Without any defenses? What if you were wooed by God?
Such perfect, spot on confirmation of so many conversations that I was having with God today. So
That's
thank
so
you.
awesome.
So good. So good.
And that's what I love about conversations with God that then we can share with other people. And this divine love is present in each one of us. We may call it something different. We may experience it in different ways, but it's love. It is love that runs through us. And if we break down those defenses and just sit in his presence and rest in him, there's nothing but love that can overflow.
Love it. Thanks, Bridgit.
Yes, yes.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Joyce. This was so
You're
good.
welcome. Thanks for the text reminder.
Yeah.
It's like going where? Where am I supposed to be? And then it was like, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
we're glad you made it.
Yes.
Too.
And if this looks fun for you guys and you're like, hey, I want to draw a card, please join us. Down in the description, we have a calendar link. Feel free to get on our calendar and join the party. Come and have some fun with us. Until next time. Bye.